All right, ladies and gentlemen, and just like that, we have a rematch is underway. Spillidge here, with me is Boredy McBoard, and this is Madden NFL 22. Courtesy of EA Sports is in the game. And representing Spot On Sports, Spillidge here with me, Boredy McBoard, and we're here at the Kansas City territory with the anticipated rematch so far of Week 1. And so, if you were Patrick Mahomes, what would be on your mind, especially after that disastrous Super Bowl 55 performance? All right, stand by, folks.
There we go. Can you hear me now, Spillidge?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I can definitely hear you.
Technical difficulties working out for our first week, the inaugural week. You know, some inaugural issues. But however, what's on my mind, you had some offensive line injury concerns last time for this Kansas City Chiefs. They did pick up Orlando Brown and did require and recover some of their offensive line talent, so they're back and healthy again. That's going to be good for them. But then your concern is less weapons for the receiving squad. Sammy Watkins went bye-bye, and now the shoulder of weight is going to be on Mecole Hardman to get some more yardage down the field and make sure that this Kansas City offense remains prolific. Like that, a deep play already in this one to who else but Tyreek Hill.
You can't coach speed, period. You just cannot do it. You can't coach speed no matter how hard you try. You just got to make sure you have 2 or 3 men on him to make sure he doesn't make a completion.
You know, and I talked about there having just a little bit less offensive talent on their side of the field. Well, it doesn't matter when you keep the best of the best, and that's Tyreek Hill. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you press him. It doesn't matter if he's in man or if he's in zone. He's just really good. And, of course, every offense is going to have to make sure that they keep an eye on this one, especially off the play action.
Oh, play action. Oh, he fumbled it! And just like that, the Cleveland Browns defense recovers. Wow.
They are not anything to mess with. This defensive line is going to be probably one of the best of the NFL. They acquired Clowney. Of course, they have Myles Garrett, and they drafted a couple of players who have very much bright potential. We're going to see how this defense can hold still, because we already know that this offense is looking quite good. We have Odell Beckham back. Now it's up for Baker Mayfield to go back to where he was his first year and really carry this team on his shoulders to make sure that they can have a deep playoff run.
All right, and complete to number 85. And that was, let's see, number 85. Let's see, who was number 85?
Njoku, right? Is he 85 or 80?
Let's see.
As we see right here, them getting a couple more yards down the field, I believe. As Nick Chubb can't quite see all that well on my side, but either way, they have a very nice 1-2 punch right there for Cleveland, making sure to keep Kareem Hunt. Just gave Nick Chubb a very good payday. This team, very, very stacked.
All right. First and 10, ball on the, oh my goodness, and what a run by number 27, Kareem Hunt. And to confirm with you, Boredy, on the past 2 plays, yes, it was definitely Njoku, number 85, with that completion. And now the chains are definitely moving closer towards the red zone.
Yeah, Njoku very well. You know, you have Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry. They are very, very good. This Browns team, really, they've had an up and down season, and most of that is correlated to Baker Mayfield's ability to handle that inside pressure. Did well his first year, did not do so well his second year, and had a pretty up and down third year. Hopefully they can tap back into that freshman year, get back to where it was, because do you like this Browns team? I like it on paper.
Honestly, it is. They are without a doubt the best Browns team in recent memory.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
No doubt in my mind. And what a catch! And what a play by Baker Mayfield, and a completion to number 82, and that was Rashard Higgins.
Rashard Higgins, also a pretty good player. When I tell you that they're pretty stacked, they made sure to give Baker Mayfield anything that he wants. And a lot of people, I'll tell you that about Baker Mayfield, where he made a lot of his damage was actually on the run from in his OU days. He's very, very sneakily good on the run. Hopefully they see that translated into real life, because that was a huge play for this Browns offense.
And couldn't get there. The former Auburn Tiger, Nick Chubb, couldn't get there. No gain. Second and goal. Ball on the one.
And I feel like that would never happen in real life. Nick Chubb would know to bring that ball, put it over the goal line. And unfortunately, Madden doesn't quite have that feature. But this A-OK, because this Browns offense must be feeling pretty good. Wide open, a walk in the park for a touchdown.
That's right, and Nick Chubb redeeming himself from the last play and ran 2 yards for a touchdown. Touchdown, Browns.
And the Browns have aspirations to go into the Super Bowl, and they'll have to ride that bumbling machine that is Nick Chubb. You know, very underrated. People said that, he would not be as good as he is, very underrated in the draft, but came through and just continued to shine, as doing very well on this Browns team.
All right, the PAT is up, and the PAT is good. And now the score is Cleveland Browns 7, Kansas City Chiefs nothing. That's something you don't normally see every day, seeing a stop on the first drive for the Chiefs, just for the opposing team to score first.
Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that at all, especially for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I want to throw back a little bit to, I believe, an AFC Conference championship game against the Texans. The Kansas City Chiefs were down big, I believe 20-something to the Houston Texans, and then out of nowhere in the second half, the Chiefs came back to life. It doesn't really matter how many points you score against them. Just like the Warriors of old, this team can come back and win any amount of points down. So watch out for this team. A slow start doesn't mean a defeat for Patrick Mahomes and this crew.
Well said, Boredy. 1st and 10, ball on the 33-yard line. Let's see if the offense is going to I wonder if the offense and Patrick Mahomes is going to redeem himself from the disastrous first drive. Here comes the snap. And overthrew it. Got to be careful, because that was almost intentional grounding.
I have a question for you, Spillidge. What more do you feel like this Kansas City Chiefs team has to prove? And do you really feel like it's Super Bowl or bust for this squad?
It's definitely Super Bowl or bust, because, when you're a young competitor and when you lose at the biggest game in all of football, it has to linger in your mind at some point. Like, what can you do to redeem yourself. You can only do two things. You can either get better or get worse. And with Pat Mahomes, I think he's going to get better as time progresses. No, another completion to Tyreek Hill for a new set of downs.
So do you feel like they have an opportunity with what they've built to eventually get back to the Super Bowl and defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yes, I truly believe so. However, it is very, very early to tell. But ask me that question after week 5, and I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you.
That's very true. Time could tell all, folks. And this Kansas City team has been quite the team to beat. Really almost no flaws in their game, as you see right there.
Oh, overthrew it just a little bit. Pass was intended to number 17, Mecole Hardman.
And this really is his year to shine, going to be the legitimate number 2 right here for this Kansas City drive. Of course, he was very good at Georgia, Mecole Hardman. Fun fact, I actually met the kicker for the Georgia crew. Knew Mecole Hardman, said he was a dog, and said that this guy has the ability to really step up and be a number 2. Was relegated to number 3 behind Sammy Watkins and the rest of this squad. So this year is going to be a make it and break it year for him to see how bright his star can shine.
And what a completion to number 87 to who else? Travis Kelce.
One of the best tight ends. He's right behind George Kittle, and look at that. His route running is always so good, and look at that. That's why he's wide open, because this Cleveland defense, although it's really picked up in the front end, the back end still has a couple more questions. We have Greedy Williams back, and that's going to be fun to see. But we will see if they can handle the offensive prowess of this Kansas City team.
Kelce, 6'5", weighed 260 pounds. And can you imagine a guy with that size just coming at you in full-blown speed?
I'm hiding away already. I can't. No, that's not going to happen for me.
But but to a defensive player, that's just another day in the life in the NFL. You got to face big guys like Kelce again. But you definitely can't handle him by himself. They definitely need to put double coverage on Kelce in order to slow them down.
So they drafted a linebacker, in fact, 2 linebackers, in Tony Fields and Jeremiah Osuwu Koroma. I'm sorry. So it's really going to be interesting to see what their coverage downfield is going to be. I believe they were drafted mainly to really get into that defensive line. But in order to cover this Kansas City offense, you need to cover Kelce. And that's a big man, and he's fast, too. You got to make sure you have speedy linebackers that can also do well in coverage to get to him.
Absolutely. And Travis Kelce is definitely everybody's favorite pick in fantasy football because he's very consistent.
Very consistent, and consistency is up there. You see the top 3, George Kittle. You have You have George Kittle. You have the aforementioned Travis Kelce, and then you have Mark Andrews up there as well with a really good talent that can really carry your team. So that's somebody to look forward to when we're talking about the top numbers for tight ends at the end of the year.
And what a great 8-yard run by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And that ended the first quarter right there. The score is Cleveland Browns 7, Tampa Bay the Kansas City Chiefs nothing.
And who would have anticipated this? After that amazing first play that we saw from the Kansas City Chiefs, airing it out, getting some big yards, haven't gotten on the scoreboard yet, but in the red zone, who else but Patrick Mahomes? He can shine. Let's see if he gets it towards the end zone.
It is intercepted. Wow! By Harrison Jr. And I mean, he was just there at the right place at the right time for the pick. And it bounced off the hands of Mecole Hardman. Wow.
And that's something that, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs obviously don't want, but the Browns definitely do. It's going to be on the back end, not the front end, but the back end, to see how well their defense is going to be, and if this team can be something to mess with. That back seven is definitely going to need all the help that they can in order to make sure that they can cover as much of the field as they can. So that's a really good sign for them. Hopefully it can translate into real life, and this team could get this same score at the beginning of the second like they have in real life in this Madden simulation.
Pressure's coming. Nick Chubb stopped on the 12-yard line for a 3-yard gain. So Baker Mayfield has some room to breathe just a little, just to make a big play.
And that's going to be super important to him. Baker Mayfield, you know, he's not very good with pressure. Of course, not a lot of quarterbacks are, and the ones that are the best of the best. But he seems particularly down bad when it comes to that region. So region space, always good.
And what a great stop by Snead for a 2-yard loss. So now they're back to where they started. 3rd and 9, ball on the 10-yard line.
Defense, yeah, defense. How you feeling about this Kansas City defense, Spill?
Well, they definitely have some work cut out for them, especially with Nick Chubb, and then dealing with Kareem Hunt, and then dealing with Odell Beckham. They definitely, and then also with Jarvis Landry, they definitely have some work cut out for them.
Yeah, this team is going to be very hard to deal with. Luckily, they still have the Honey Badger there to do some ball hawking. Picked up a lot of interceptions, as we see right there. Kareem Hunt getting a couple yards right there. Not as good on their front line as they were last year. Lost a couple pieces. So hopefully they'll be able to pick the pieces up and make sure that they could do at least a moderate job. You don't have to be the best defense in the world to be alongside this prolific offense with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill.
Right. Absolutely. And a great stop by the Kansas City Chiefs defense, because here comes the special team. And it looks like Kansas City is going to get a great, that was very close of roughing the roughing the kicker. But fortunately, the kicker did not go down. So now Kansas City will be on the 39-yard line to start their brand new drive.
Yeah, you want to see that this Browns offense, translating this to real life, they score in that situation, because we talked about how prolific this Kansas City team is. The more points you score, the better, because we know that this team can score points at the drop of a dime.
All right, quick pass to Travis Kelce. He just trucked number 28 for a new set of downs. Wow. What a great play by Travis Kelce. I mean, he just trucks number 87. And if I was number 87, I would definitely feel some kind of way.
That's a big man. It's going to be hard to really defend him, because the players who can catch up with him are too small. The players that can wrap around him, well, they're not fast enough. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team deals with them, because like I said, you know, they have maybe a couple linebackers. They don't really have them all right there for this Cleveland Browns team.
And Boredy, that was a grown man that Travis Kelce just ran over. 2nd and 8, ball on a 48-yard line. Pressure's coming. Here comes the pass. Complete to number 25. And that is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
going to be Clyde Edwards' time to shine right there. You know, we also have the aforementioned Darrell Williams, who actually should have been the MVP for the Super Bowl a couple years ago instead of Patrick Mahomes. So luckily he's coming back. So this running back squad for the Kansas City Chiefs is even more strong and more powerful.
We fumbled it! Oh my goodness, another turnover by the Kansas City offense. That's their third straight turnover.
Oh my gosh. Well, it doesn't matter how good the running game is if you can't hold the ball. It looks like he might have hit the ground before he actually fumbled it. Let's see if we get a review or if we'll continue to play.
And who else to force that fumble off of Tyreek Hill? None other than number 90, Jadeveon Clowney.
You love it when a newly acquired person puts in work. I want you viewers to just do yourself a favor. Look up Jadeveon Clowney highlights in high school. It's the most fun you'll ever had. I mean, it's a man amongst boys, and it really is in every sense of that word. You don't want an incompletion right there, but hopefully Jadeveon Clowney's highlights can complete you because it's insane, Spillidge. You've seen it. I know you have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I witnessed the man's journey all the way to the college football, and Jadeveon Clowney definitely had his rough start in the league. However, he's definitely making his presence known over at the Cleveland Browns defense. And oh, what a pressure on number 52. And I mean, he was all over Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's what they need right there. This defense to come through. Kansas City, like I said, they don't need a lot of it, just a little bit. And look at that. That's a lot of man coming down on Baker Mayfield. Hopefully he can get that ball out sooner because if not, it's going to be a long day for him.
And I mean, it was a straight-up blitz that paid off and lost a tremendous amount of yards. Now it's 3rd and 18, ball on the 28-yard line.
Baker going to have to push the ball down the field. Luckily, he has some really good backs. And look at that. Ooh, not quite close to that first down.
And I mean, Kareem Hunt, number 27, got creamed by Ward. That was a great stop by Ward. Now they're 4 yards short of a first down. Now, what exactly are the Kansas City Chiefs going to do?
You know, they're going to have to do what they've always done, Pinky. Take over the world. You know, they are really, really good at pushing the ball down the field. We saw it their first play, but haven't seen too much of it since. So hopefully after that defensive stop, the offense can get riled up and come back because they need it. Only a couple more minutes left in this first half.
All right, here comes the special team, and here comes the kick. And, okay, bounced a little bit too hard, but now they're going to end up on the 25-yard line. I'm sorry, on the 20-yard line. And we're in a 2-minute warning. The score is Cleveland Browns 7, Kansas City Chiefs nothing. And, Boredy, it looks like the Kansas City offense has a turnover problem.
They have a turnover problem. It's not to say that Patrick Mahomes is always perfect with the ball. Last year, he proved to be quite good at making sure that he cut down on his mistakes, unlike his first 2 years. But as you see right there, Mecole Hardman picking up some space down underneath right there. It's going to be interesting to see if he can mix that short game with the long game, not get too greedy, because if not, then Greedy Williams is going to feel you on the other side.
Yes, and Mecole Hardman is seeking redemption after the last drive, and another completion again to Mecole Hardman again. He's telling the coach, hey, coach, I know this that last drive was on me. So give me the ball. I'm going to go ahead and put in this work. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
I'm telling you, very underrated about how him and this offensive line do for this Kansas City Chiefs. We already know Patrick Mahomes is good. We already know that number 10 is good as you see him get get a chance down the field. We already know that Travis Kelce is good, but it's going to be up to him, Nico, and also this offensive line to see if they could hold up and take this team to grander heights than they already have.
In the last play, Bordy, the completion was complete to number 11, DeMarcus Robinson. That was his first reception of the game. 1st and 10, ball on the 32-yard line, less than a minute left of the first half. Pressure's coming, quick pass to Tyreek Hill, number 10, and a timeout is called.
Right, so they're doing anti-Kansas City Chiefs things, dinking and dunking. They have a little bit more time here, only one more timeout, so this is where we're going to see if they're going to actually test going into the end zone, because this is a good opportunity to right here, plenty of space just outside the red zone.
All right, here comes the quick pass to number 87 for a new set of downs. It's time to move the chains.
Chain getting paid over here. You know, Spillidge said he could win the race. Right now, Patrick Mahomes, after getting that interception, being a little bit more methodical.
Absolutely, and right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are indeed driving. They cannot afford another mistake. 1st and 10, ball to 19, big pass. Oh, almost picked up again.
I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is looking at here, but to quote a Jets quarterback, it's looking like he's seeing a ghost out there. Hopefully, you know, maybe it's not the secret Indian burial grounds going and attacking him, but right now he can maintain his focus and get into the end zone. Not a lot of time or drive plays left in this drive.
And what a quick pass to number 10 down the middle, and that was Tyreek Hill. And just like that, another set of downs, and they're back into the red zone. Can they score this time?
I say yes. They're right there. They're on the edge. It's only a couple seconds left, and we know how prolific this team is. They should only run shots into the end zone, pass the ball. You have a quarterback who unfortunately has made some near interceptions, but you got to trust him because that's an MVP.
1st and goal, ball on the 1-yard line. Oh, here comes Pat Mahomes. Mahomes is trying to make a play, and he made a play to number 11, touchdown, Kansas City. That was DeMarcus Johnson for his 2nd reception of the season for a touchdown.
And his first touchdown as a Kansas City Chief. You know what? Look at Patrick Mahomes gifting him that touchdown, because he could have honestly ran it in himself. Good guy Patrick Mahomes making sure to share the wealth instead of taking it for himself.
You know, honestly, I could have sworn that's what he was I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to do, but he didn't. And either way, they scored a touchdown. The PAT is up and it's good, and now the game is tied.
So I think it's a pretty safe bet, Spillidge, that we're going to get more than 7 versus 7 in the real-life version of this game.
You know something? Not entirely. I believe this game will be a low-scoring game. I believe both teams are not going to score no more than 20 points. I truly believe it's going to be a defensive game through and through.
Oh, wow. Well, look at that. Hot take alert from one Spillidge. I can't say I agree with you, but maybe, you know, Greedy's feeling himself, and the Honey Badge is also doing some work in. As you see the kickoff, you know, only a couple more seconds. Realistically, the Browns could make a score. Not a smart play to take it out the end zone right there from that punt returner. But probably going to wait until the second half, right?
Right. And let me ask you this, Bordy. Now, after their disastrous performance at Super Bowl 55, do you honestly believe that the current champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, have completely exposed the Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't think it was being exposed. I think that it was unfortunate in timing with injuries. Nobody really talks about how much and how important it was to lose several linemen especially I believe they lost their left tackle right before the Super Bowl and had a very serious injury. Luckily, he's coming back and seems to be healthy, and they've retained him because he was a free agent. But I think pressure can cause even the best of them. We've seen the Eagles cause some issues for Tom Brady with pressure in the Super Bowl. So, Patrick Mahomes was running for his life, and hopefully when you bring back all of your offensive line talent and you also secure Orlando Brown, they could do a much better job against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if they were to make it to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, we're at halftime, and the score is indeed tied. And we're going to go ahead and proceed with the third quarter. Second half is coming up.
And just a reminder for all the beautiful guys, gals, and persons who are watching this action, remember to follow Spot on Sports, on all social media, Spot_sports on Twitter, Spot on Sports 17 on Facebook, and of course Spot on Sports, all one word, on YouTube.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And here comes the kick for the second half of the game, and here comes number 19, and a great return, by the way.
Oh yeah, pretty good, almost near the 30-yard line, so giving Baker a little bit more room to operate. Really this season I feel like is on him. How do you feel about his performance these last couple years, and do you think that the onus is on him to take this Browns team to new heights?
You're definitely seeing Baker Mayfield becoming more mature, a more mature player as times progress. He is growing up to be a more reliable leader of the team. Of course, there was a lot of nitpicking and finger pointing within the first 2 years of the man's season, but now that the chemistry is finally improving with the Cleveland Browns, I truly believe that they have the potential to win their conference.
Yeah, and it's going to be a real bloodbath in the AFC North. You have them. You have the Ravens, who have also had pretty much gone to the playoffs all the years that Lamar Jackson has been the starter. But then you also have the Steelers, who are called the worst 11-0 team that there ever has been. Well, guess what? If Ben looks like he did in the preseason, maybe this team has new life.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, honestly, if you're the Cleveland Browns and you have years of disastrous seasons, I mean, the only way you can go at this point is up.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how many first-round draft picks that they had over the past 5 years. It was only a matter of time for them to get it right the first time and to make that team a playoff competitor.
Yeah, and respect to them that once they found their quarterback, they made sure to give him all the talent, all the weapons in the world, going out and getting Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, getting Njoku, getting really good offensive linemen, going out and making sure that the defense is fortified. They really have supported Baker Mayfield really well, and Baker Mayfield has supported the team very well. They are no longer the Browns of old. Hopefully they can come together and get good results like Nick Chubb did on that run.
And I mean, and defense unintentionally pushed him forward instead of pushing him back, and that resulted into a new set of downs. First and goal, ball on the 9, and they're at the red zone.
Man, I feel so bad when defensive people, they try to make a play and try to make a tackle and end up actually, hindering their squad. Like yesterday, I believe, I was watching some old college football. I saw the same thing. The lineman actually got in the way of the running back and prevented a touchdown. Must be very embarrassing to be in those situations.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're in the game and there's a lot on your mind, you definitely have to. Ooh, what a good hit by number 50. And I mean, William Gay just knocked Nick Chubb right on his back. He only gained 3 yards for his trouble.
That's the type of strong response you want from your linebackers with these core of running backs. They have a two-man committee that can wreak havoc. Hopefully, they can do a good job because they just prevented a touchdown.
They're doing some hard hitting out here, Bordy.
Oh, very hard. Mothers, look away. You don't want to see your sons or daughters or persons go through this one.
Yeah, but you know something? I mean, at this point in their lives, I'm pretty sure they're used to. Oh! And just like that, another touchdown, courtesy of Nick Chubb.
I am the Jobbinator. He's done such a good job of making sure that he's run over individuals. He's sped past individuals. And this time, look at that. Just an easy cakewalk to the end zone. His offensive lineman doing a great job. Just gave him props. Now he's giving the offensive line their props by getting the touchdown. Look at that. Browns up in the second.
And that was Nick Chubb's second touchdown of the game, which contributed to 14 points on the board for his Cleveland team. The score is Cleveland 14, Kansas City Chiefs 7. Interesting.
Very interesting. But like I said, man, this Kansas City team is like the Warriors. They could be down 20 with a minute left to go and then somehow end up winning the game. Same thing with the Kansas City. It doesn't matter, 20, 30 points down, they will find a way. I'm not counting them out until literally the clock hits 0, and with it still being a little bit more time, majority time left in this third quarter, anything could happen.
Absolutely. Anything can indeed happen. Hardman is ready to receive the kick. Here comes the kickoff. And here comes Hardman. And stopped by number 33. He might as well he was better off just taking a knee, but instead he ran off and the results were the same. So here comes Patrick Mahomes, and you gotta wonder what's on his mind, especially after a disastrous first half that he and his team were having, especially with the fumbles and the picks.
Now, not clicking so far yet. I'm sure the Kansas City squad in real life would not like to see this. And, they've made their fair share of big plays and, methodical plays. Now, if only they can get it all together and not have the interception problems that it's seeming like Patrick Mahomes is almost having here.
Absolutely. You got to be careful with that. I mean, the defense is all over Tyreek Hill, so you definitely got to be more careful.
That's what I meant, Spillidge, about their having less offensive firepower. They were actually in the market for Juju Smith-Schuster before he decided to return to the Steelers. And a lot of fans wonder, why is that? Well, it's because the Kansas City Chiefs have eaten from stellar wide receiver play, like you saw right there. Picking up the first down, the workhorse known as Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely. And Tyreek Hill has been carrying the offense all game.
Yep.
So now first and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. We got about a little over 3 minutes left for the third. Hand off to number 25, and what a nice run by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Broke one tackle for a new set of downs.
And it's a little bit hard to deal with, right? Because not only do you have Patrick Mahomes, you have not Tyrann Mathieu, I apologize. You have Hill. You also have Travis Kelce, but then you also have two really good running backs with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and you have Darrell Williams as well. They are both really good at picking up yards and making plays. This Kansas City team, really an embarrassment of riches.
Oh, almost picked off. Great defense.
I'm going to have to talk to Madden, because after making Patrick Mahomes the messiah that cannot be beaten and could just make plays out of nowhere, man, is he really struggling, at least in this simulation.
Well, I know this will irk the nerves of any head coach, seeing passes being and this time the pass was complete to number 11, and that was DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah, the DeMarcus Robinson, a pick up, doing really good at making sure that he can extend these plays. Really underrated right now as far as production in this game. Let's see if he can continue to pick up these points, and these running backs can continue to pick up yards.
And Helaire with enough yard gains to create another set of downs. And right now they're in the 42-yard line, and they have to score a touchdown.
Have to score a touchdown as we are entering the fourth quarter. Who would have thought that this defense would have kept them up so long? I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, we're used to them being prolific. Not a lot of proficient going on right here. Maybe they can change the tide for this quarter? Well, let's see.
All right. Play action. Pressure's coming. And couldn't find an opening and threw the ball away.
See, this is something that we probably won't see. Patrick Mahomes, he does throw the ball away occasionally, but he didn't make a play for a run, and then decide to throw it away. We won't be seeing that a lot in real life, but a smart play right there by the CPU.
2nd and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. Here comes the pressure. Complete to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he just trucked 2 men for a new set of downs.
Trucking, bumbling, getting whatever they can. You don't see this a lot from the Kansas City Chiefs, a slow, methodical drive. You would have thought that the soul of Tom Brady has affected and taken over Patrick Mahomes after that Super Bowl loss. I don't know what's happening, but I do know this, that they are getting the first downs they desperately need. Hopefully, now that they're in the red zone, that they can get into the end zone.
And right now, Patrick Mahomes is playing a dangerous game of passing the receivers in triple coverage, which paid off for a new set of downs. 1st and 10, ball on the 19. They're on field goal range now. Here comes the snap. Pressure's coming. Here, it's picked off again! But this time it's number 23. He's still moving.
Still moving, still getting closer to the end zone. And look at that. Oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes, it seems like he was getting into a little bit of a drive, a little bit into, a rhythm, but Troy Hill coming out of nowhere, stepping in front of the wide receiver, and this has not been Patrick Mahomes' A game. No, he's had quite the struggles in this one. 4 interceptable passes, and 2 of them have been picked off.
And let me tell you something else, Boredy. This is definitely not what the Kansas City Chiefs fans are looking forward to.
Not at all.
And that's multiple turnovers this game.
Yeah, and we've known that Patrick Mahomes is a risk taker. It seems like he's calmed down. Hopefully, he's calm in the first game of the season, because right now, this Madden version of Patrick Mahomes, oh man, he is feeling the pressure. He is feeling the heat, and he needs to get out the kitchen, because right now, he's cooking up a loss for his team.
So let me ask you this, Boredy. What was the last team that actually started the season with a loss prior to their Super Bowl loss?
Oh, this is a fun fact, right? A loss before their Super Bowl loss. The most recent, right?
Right.
I want to say Tampa Bay that they won the first game of the season because they struggled very much early on.
Because I was just wondering myself, I mean, after losing a Super Bowl, what team was the last team to not only lose the Super Bowl, but also lose the seasoning opener, the following game?
You know what? I think also the Broncos of late. The Broncos might have. No. I said the Broncos. I meant the Carolina Panthers. I think that happened to them. Lost Cam Newton's amazing year, MVP year, and I think they lost the opener. That's an interesting thing to see and to observe, as you see right there, incomplete pass deep down that right sideline.
And as I stated before, the Kansas City Chiefs defense has a lot of work cut out for them, especially with Patrick Mahomes not giving them any break at all to breathe because of multiple turnovers. 2nd and 10, ball on the 44, and number 80, that was Jarvis Landry with his first reception of the game.
Yeah, very quiet night from Jarvis Landry, and ordinarily for the Kansas City Chiefs, that would usually be a good thing, but Baker has made a good job of making sure that he's spreading the ball all around. You talked about it a little bit earlier, Spillidge. You were hoping that the Kansas City Chiefs would be the one that would be the one that would rest on their offense, but now it's the other way around. The offense is going to have to lean on this defense to make a major stop because there's only but a little bit time left in this game. They have to work fast.
Absolutely. 2nd and 3, ball on the 27-yard line, and it looks like the defense is getting a little frustrated here. Here comes the snap. Quick pass, complete to number. Oh my goodness, what a hit!
And this man is laid out. Maybe needs to take a trip to the blue tent for concussion protocol right there. Big hit, but it doesn't even matter because you moved the chains. That's, I believe, number 10 getting that first down.
And I do mean, wow. I mean, he got knocked back a few feet. 1st and 10, ball on the 12-yard line. Brown still driving. Here comes the handoff to number 24. Gain about 3 yards. That was Nick Chubb again. Second and 6, ball on the 7-yard line. Browns in the red zone. Can the Kansas City Chiefs defense pull a miracle, pull a rabbit out of the hat? Let's find out.
They need a pick six. They need a huge stop. They need something and did not get it. An easy shot to the end zone, but who else but Jarvis Landry?
Touchdown Browns, and that was his 2nd reception of the game, of the season really, and that way he scored a touchdown.
Was quiet all game, but as long as they're clutch, it don't matter how quiet you've been. Jarvis Landry, such a good player for the Miami Dolphins, has done a lot of good, dependable work, especially for the Browns late in the season last year, coming up clutch in this one, and hopefully, the Kansas City Chiefs, although they're quite the prolific scoring machine, it's going to be hard for them to come back from such a massive gap in scoring points with only so much time left on the clock.
Yeah, they definitely have. The Kansas City Chiefs definitely have some work cut out for them because right now the PAT was up and is good. Now the score is Cleveland Browns 21, Kansas City Chiefs 7. Kansas City is down by 2 possessions, and the crowd is quiet.
Oh, You know, it very much sucks, man. You know, you're coming off such a wonderful opportunity to go into the Super Bowl. Who else beats you but Tom Brady himself? And then you're thinking, okay, well, that's fine because we got players injured. Next year will be our year. And then you get beaten by another AFC favorite in the Browns. That's got to hurt your ego and momentum for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, if you were Patrick Mahomes, like what can you really, what would be on your mind if you were Patrick Mahomes right now?
Not turning the ball over, right? Because it's not to say like, you know, they've had opportunities and players fumbled. You know, he was doing his best. Right now, he is the reason they are struggling. And so hopefully this doesn't translate into their season opener. But as far as now, this is not the Patrick Mahomes, the version of Patrick Mahomes you'd like to see.
All right. Pump fake. Pass complete to number 25. And that was Clyde Edwards-Helaire again.
You know, he's actually been, him and Tyreek Hill have been two of the most important players on the field. So
absolutely.
Hopefully they can keep that up because they need it desperately.
And you mentioned earlier, Bordy, about about losing Sammy Watkins to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And lost a few more players. I believe Le'Veon Bell is no longer on the team.
Yeah, also Baltimore.
Right. So the question is, Bordy, do you feel that there's a huge gap in their offense?
I don't feel like there's a huge gap because I personally believe in Mecole Hardman. Sometimes he's had, you know, in and out hands. You know, you saw an example in this game right here. Drop the pass in Madden, but also known to sometimes drop that in real life. When you gain back a running back, you know, maybe they can do a much more diverse style of play. If they have a drop off and, you know, clutch wide receiver play right there, as you see who else but Tyreek Hill, right? He's going to be very important. But I think what's most important for them is they shored up that offensive line, all right? So as long as they don't have any injuries to, you know, the top three and, you know, Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce, you know, they're going to have, you know, a little bit of leeway. They're going to be good. But it's very important for them to stay healthy because they don't have the depth that they once had before.
Absolutely, absolutely. 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line. Pressure's coming, and Mahomes has decided to get out of QB pocket, and it paid off for another set of downs.
Thank goodness, right? This is what I want to see more from Patrick Mahomes. He's been really hesitant so far in this simulation to run and get some drives, some yards down the field. So they're really going to need that, especially because, you know, these players are not seeming to get open thanks to this new Browns defense. You got to do it yourself, young man, and help the team out.
Absolutely. Sometimes if you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself. And 1st and 10, ball on the 29-yard line. Here comes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Wide open, number 87, Travis Kelce. And just like that, just gained 8 yards.
I have to say, a very underrated thing. I know I talked about it so far. Talked about how good the defensive line was for this Browns defense, but they've been mouse quiet all game long, and that's because of this newly revitalized Kansas City offensive line. Let's see if they can keep it up because they desperately need to. Only a little bit of more time left in this game.
All right, 2-minute warning, and the score is 21, Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs 7. And thank you all very much for tuning in. Spillidge here with me, Boredy McBoard, representing Spot on Sports. And this is Madden NFL 22, presented by EA Sports. It's in the game. 1st and 10, ball on the 13. Quick pass to number 10, complete to Tyreek Hill for another set of downs there in the red zone. Great play by Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill again. Tyreek Hill carrying his team over his shoulders. 1st and goal, ball on the 3-yard line. Oh, and and the pressure's coming. He threw it away.
You know, I'm very disappointed that they decided to huddle up instead of going no huddle there, because they don't have a lot of time left, and they decided to sit on all of their timeouts. They needed to be in a hurry-up situation. Luckily, that last play went incomplete. The clock stops, but they cannot afford to waste any more time. Time is of the essence here.
You're absolutely right. Oh, and almost swatted, but had enough height for a complete pass to number 11. Touchdown, Kansas City Chiefs. And that's once again DeMarcus Robinson. That's his second touchdown of the game.
Marcus Robinson, not too bad right here, right? Doing a good job making sure that he's getting these touchdowns, which is very important. We talked about the depth not being quite there. So if he can make sure that he can be involved in this offense, it will translate well to Kansas City's success, even if they were to unfortunately get an injury.
The kick is up and it is good. Now the game is a one-possession game. Now tell me, Bordy, would you go for an onside kick or a squib kick?
Onside kick all day. Unfortunately, they don't have the god of gods at onside kick, Koo Young-ho himself. But hopefully they can have some luck, because, you know, they only have but so much time. A squib kick would not do him justice unless the person who's getting it has hands of stone. So hopefully they can recover on this one, because if not, I'm pretty sure the Browns are going to take away this game.
All right, they're going for the onside kick. Can they get it? Can they get it? Oh, and they got it. So now, with both teams with 3 timeouts left, now Kansas City definitely gotta stop Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, and you know, they couldn't stop Kareem Hunt on the onside kick, but hopefully they can in this running situation. It's been Nick Chubb, it's been Kareem Hunt who have feasted and beasted. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see if they could hold on, because they only have 3 timeouts with a minute and some change left. So I mean, it's you need to stop now or else the game is over.
Have you noticed, Bordy, that there hasn't been a single pass towards OBJ?
I don't know what it is, but as you see Nick Chubb doing his job, making sure to get 9 yards on that play. I don't know what it is with Baker Mayfield and OBJ. They seem like good friends in real life, but it just doesn't translate into the football field. You know, maybe the simulation doesn't end up being reality, but so far, reality and the simulation have been on the same page when it comes to Odell Beckham and Baker Mayfield not being on the same page.
2nd and 1, ball at the 37-yard line, and just like that, Kareem Hunt is moving the chains again and force Kansas City to burn a second timeout. One more set of downs should do it. Can Kansas City Chiefs make the stop?
I think the game is over. I think a more interesting question for you is, do you think Odell Beckham and will have more success in this upcoming year?
I think so, but it really depends on him. It really depends on his cooperation.
Cooperation?
Yes.
Go on. What does that mean?
Well, you gotta understand. You know, Odell Beckham Jr. sometimes can be a team player if he really want to be. But when things don't go his way, then he let his emotions get the best of him.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen plenty of times, especially when he was over at Pittsburgh. But when he became a Cleveland Brown in his first 2 seasons, well, let's just say he let his feelings known towards his own teammates off season, which honestly is a no-no, because if you have problems with your teammates, whatever goes down in the locker room stays in the locker room.
Yeah, And you spoke there. You said Steelers met the Giants. However, the Giants haven't exactly been that good. So I understand why we'd have his little bit of grievances with that, especially how they're treating the Daniel Jones kerfuffle here. But you see the Kansas City Chiefs, unfortunately, going down in their first game. Lost the Super Bowl, lost this one. The Browns are back in town, getting the victory, 21-14.
And thank you for the correction, Bordy. Yes, he was with New York Giants. I was mistaking him with Antonio Brown. However, as far as my thoughts on OBJ, it remains the same. It hasn't gone unchanged.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic player. I mean, I've seen his work when he was with LSU, and I've seen his work when he was with the Giants. And the thing is, in order for him to be a champion, a Super Bowl champion, then it's going to be more than just, his participation. It's a team effort. He must learn to build chemistry with his teammates, especially with his QB, if he wants his season to go in his favor.
Yes, he definitely will. So that's something to look forward to see if that develops going into this season. Now, we're wrapping up our coverage here. So again, shout out to Spot on Sports. Follow that on social media. Follow Spillidge on social media. Also follow Boredy McBoard on social media too. But as we wrap this up, I have to ask you, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading 14-7 over the Cowboys, and you also have 21-14 Browns in the Kansas City versus Browns setup. Do you feel like that'll link up to real life, both in score and in result, or are you feeling differently?
Let's see. As far as the Browns and Kansas City matchup goes, I believe that this will be a defensive game. It'll definitely be a defensive game. I believe the score is a little accurate.
Okay.
And I don't know about the turnovers that the Kansas City Chiefs might have. I don't know, but after their previous game, the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure they'll be more focused than what you're seeing in this game.
Yeah, I definitely do. I wouldn't be surprised at the results of this particular game, the Browns coming out on top, but I do anticipate the Chiefs to score more points and probably end up at top. What I do anticipate, though, definitely from the Browns' sake, is more sacks. We only saw but so many plays from that defensive line, but we know that it's going to be very powerful going into this year. Of course, it always takes some time for lines and linemen play to actually, result in production. But I'm pretty sure that we will see more sacks in this game. Maybe not the same result. I think the Chiefs might get it, but who knows? This Browns team is also looking very dangerous, although I don't trust them because sometimes come out slow out the gate.
Absolutely. And folks, if you enjoy this, this simulation of the upcoming games, then by all means, just stick with us at Spot on Sports on YouTube, and also on the Spillidge channel as well. And I will definitely give you the weekly simulation, the weekly commentating with Boredy McBoard as well. I just want to take this time to say thank you. A big shout out to Tony Monk and the crew of Spot on Sports.
Yes.
And a big shout out to each and every last one of you. Big shout out to you, Boredy McBoard. Thank you very much for joining me.
Not a problem. I love football, Spillage, so I was excited to do this.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you love football just like yours truly and Boredy McBoard, then by all means, just stay with us and stick with us And follow us also on Instagram. There's Boredy McBoard. She is on Twitch and Twitter. Yours truly, Spillidge, is on Instagram and also on Twitch and Twitter as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, Spillidge and Boredy McBoard is signing out.
Yep.
I hope you all are having a great day, a great evening. Everybody stay safe. And it's football season, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch tomorrow's game. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Ta-ta.